Hello, welcome, good morning. I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. Listen.
Just keep going. I got this,
I'm
girl.
sorry.
I got you. Oh, that's the wrong way.
Every day.
It's just Monday.
Shame on me. But it is Monday. You have found the right side.
It's better than the wrong side.
It is better than the wrong side. The right place at the right time. Good morning, Rightside Nation. You won't believe what we have for you immediately. Are you guys ready for who we have up first this morning?
I am.
JP?
I am.
Okay, well, let's get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to bring you for the first time on our show this way, not from the Capitol, calling in because he's heading to Montgomery, Chairman of the Alabama GOP, Scott Stathagen. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all doing?
Well, we're great. And we have really big questions to ask you. But did we say your name correctly?
That was going to be my question.
Was it really?
The D and the T. It's not Stadhagen. How do you say it?
Stadhagen.
Staw.
Are you German? Like, what's the name of origin?
Yeah, it's German. So we kind of Southern-fied it a little bit. And I don't know how they say it over there, but yes, Stadhagen is how we pronounce it.
Do you have lederhosen?
What is lederhosen?
It's the things that you wear if you're a German man.
Like if you go to Oktoberfest?
Yeah, if you go to Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I do, guys. I know a lot of people in Coleman have those. I'm sure some of my ancestors might have worn those back in the day, but I do not.
Okay, good. I feel better.
The first better about meeting he chairs, he should come out in lederhosen.
Yeah, lederhosen for the tall man.
Well, yeah. So, funny story. If y'all have a quick second, I can tell you a really funny story if you want to hear it.
Yes, of course. Always.
So I was speaking at an event in Alabama, and it was the anniversary of D-Day, and this lady is talking about the Germans and how bad they were and all this good stuff, and then she's introducing me, and she says, she said, she really messed it up, and she said, what is that? And I just looked at her and I said, it's German, and the look on her face was priceless, and I had to explain. I explained to her that my grandfather actually left Berlin, joined the Merchant Marines, and went back and fought against Hitler and his regime. So I had to kind of justify myself a little bit in that setting. But it was so funny because, it was just a look on her face. I can still see it.
Sounds like something we would do, Abs.
I know. Wow. Glad she did it first.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay. So now to what's going on in Montgomery. First up, let's talk about the closed primary bill, where things stand and what you expect to happen.
Yes. So, of course, it's transitioned upstairs to the Senate from the House, which it was a very eventful debate on the floor, as I think y'all discussed. A lot of the debate that, I don't think people fully understand the concept of closed primaries and what a primary election actually is. The primary election, and I'm kind of getting off track a little bit, but the primary election is for the parties to determine their candidate for the general election. And you keep hearing this word independent. Well, guess what? They're independent. They're not a part of a party. So, and they can be if they want to be, but they're not. And that's their choice, and that's great. But guess what? Their elections in the general if they're an independent. So with that being said, I think, I'm optimistic. I think the Senate is going to take a strong look at it and very hopeful. I've heard good things and bad things. I think just the biggest thing is just educating everyone and letting them, even people that I talk to around the state, they're confused. Well, I want my voice to be heard. Well, your voice is in the general if you're an independent. If you want to be a part of the party, yes, come on, let's go. And that's it.
That's a really actually good point. I think a lot of voters around the country, but especially in Alabama, we forget how important the primary election is. People wait until the general, and really in Alabama, the primary is the election. So it's super important for us to understand that. we had Senator Sam Gavan on last week, and he was just saying that a lot of the senators are kind of like, maybe not necessarily against it, but my understanding, it was more like, why now? Why the rush? Well, I would argue that this has really been in the news or kind of being talked up for a while, but especially since 2022. And then current circumstances that happened in the House kind of pushed this forward. Is that a legitimate excuse to not look at the bill, that we're rushing through, it won't even go into effect until 2030, so we have the time if we want it? Or should we go ahead and take care of it?
Yeah, so you're exactly right. 2022, the Republican Party, big time, voted in favor of closing the primaries in a resolution. And so here we are, 2026, we're years later, and I think this is the time to strike. This is the opportunity for us to get to the governor's desk. With session, it's kind of like an hourglass, and when you get those days start getting striked off and you get, down to, I think we got 6 days left, if I'm not mistaken, we're getting close to that small part of the bottle. And I think there's a really good path for this. I think we'll see, of course, once we get to Montgomery and we start gaveling in, and it has to go through committee this week for it to have a chance. So I think that'll be the big teller if it goes or not.
So I have a question, because you mentioned the disparity in years when the closed primary bill was brought up versus now. And we asked this to Sam Gavan, but I would really love your opinion on this as well. From the outside looking in, can you help people understand why things seem to take so long to get accomplished, or a bill that people really want to happen? Why does it take so long for it to happen?
Yeah, so that's government. Unfortunately, there's sometimes it takes several years to pass good legislation, especially if there's controversial, if there's people with indifferences like we saw on the House floor. There's people that, they live in a very purple district, and they're worried about if that's going to affect them or not. The data shows that it will not. The worst, I think, is 1 to 2 point margin. But some elections, I guess it could. I think what we need to do is encourage the independents to be a part of the party, to be a part of something, where your values lie, right? What do you stand for? Because you can't tell me that you're going to be a Republican on some things and a Democrat on others. That's impossible. Like that does not make sense, because if you look at the policies of each party, they do not line up at all when it comes down to the nuts and bolts of things. Now, we do stand together on some issues, but on most issues, when we come as true party lines, there's a huge separation of the two. So I think just because of the difficulties of this with people in their districts, but I think this, of course, this is the farthest we've ever gotten with it. I think this is the opportunity for us to get through.
You mentioned recruiting the independents to the Republican Party. If you look on the national level, the Republican Party right now is kind of taking a huge hit. Like, Congress can't push through Trump's agenda, which we all said there was a mandate. And the Iran war is, I would say, reluctantly supported at best. The economy is, gas prices are up. Like, there are just a lot of things that people are really upset with the Republican Party when you hold the power and we are not using it. So how do you plan on keeping the Alabama Republican Party on the right track, keep especially Gen Z? You're watching a lot of Gen Z and the younger voters that will be our leaders coming up, a little bit defecting. I don't know how else to put it, but how do you plan on keeping the Alabama Republican Party on the right course?
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned the future generation. One of my number one priorities is Project Future Generation. Actually fixing to have a meeting about that in a little bit. We've got a lot of kids that are graduating high school and throughout this state. I think it's very important that we educate them and let them know how important policy and politics are for the future of their families and how much it makes a difference in their lives, right? I think once we educate the younger generation and we let them know the importance of what you believe in, and this is either way, right? This is Democrats or Republicans. But number one, if you believe that you want your family for your kids not to be exposed to these type of things, then you're going to be a strong Republican, right? And if you don't want your kids exposed to bad books in schools, if you don't want, higher taxes, if you want smaller government, I mean, you're going to be a Republican. And I think that's the biggest thing that we've got to really take advantage of, is because we've got a lot of kids that are turning 18 this year, and we need to make sure that they are fully aware of the importance of getting involved and making a difference and how much that vote counts, right? So if you want to, think about the Senator Whatley-J. Hovey race, the last quadrennium. Think about how important that one vote is in a Senate race. I mean, that's just astronomically crazy. So I think educating them, getting them involved, that's my number one priority as chairman of the party.
What else do you hope to accomplish? That alone, because we have kids that age, and we recognize we are tracking with you 100%. Getting involved right now means also they'll stay involved probably for the rest of their life, which is what we want. But what other things do you see that you would like to accomplish as chair of the GOP? Yeah,
so communication, transparency with our county parties, they are the foundation of our party statewide. And that's where 2 weeks ago I had a Zoom call meeting or in-person meeting with all of our chairmen of our counties. And basically I had a blank piece of paper in front of me, and I went down the list of each and every one of them and said, where are we lacking? How can we help you? And what are your goals? And what do you see the future of the party looking like? And I want to listen to them, right? We got 2 ears and one mouth for a reason. I want to provide them with all the tools they need to be successful. The Project Future Generation is actually it's going to work through our county parties. So they're going to have to engage, helping them with social media, promoting their events when they have them, helping them get more members involved. Because, just like some of the stuff you said, there are some people out there that are kind of like me, and my gas prices are so high right now, and going to the grocery store is so high. But the bad part about that is Trump is actually fixing some of the stuff that Joe Biden created. We can't fix this overnight with the high grocery prices. It's astronomical every time I go, and I have a family of 3. Every time I go to the grocery store, I'm like, man, is it cheaper to go out to eat or to eat at the house? Or it's just so expensive. But most importantly, making sure our county parties are very successful and hitting on all cylinders. And number one, having the right mindset, being excited about this huge general election coming up. Because think about this, we've got 2 United States senators running for governor this year. That's got to be historic.
What I want to go back, if you can fill us in a little bit more on what Project Future Generation looks like practically. Will you be in just through the county party? Will you have county clubs or county meetings? Are you starting something new, or are you working off like the young Republican groups? How will that look? And then I'm also curious about the minority GOP and how do we keep that base growing here in Alabama?
Absolutely. So it's going to be, we will work with the young Republicans, but it's also going to be a branch out to get more members in our county party and get them involved. One of the main reasons, like the main things that concerns, was social media and where it is today versus where it was. And some of our county parties struggle with that because they're not as hip on the internet like
I see what you're saying.
Generation.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay.
So the younger generation members, they can say, you know what, let me help you with that, and so they can come in, start plugging in on social media, getting that county party to the level that they need to be at. We need to promote every single event. We've got huge elections this primary. We need to be educated on all the members. We've got good candidates across the board. Some of them are tough decisions. Like some of these races are very difficult in who you're going to support as a Republican. And I think just getting them involved in our county parties is going to be and we're still in the early stages of that. A guy named Ryland, y'all know him?
Right. Yes. Hollyhand.
Yes. He is going to be helping me. He's going to be by my side, helping me with this, and we're still in the early phases of it. We've got probably after the primaries is when we're going to have our game plan to kick it off and basically lay out the business plan. But we've got to get them involved. I mean, they've got to know the importance of it. And I think I think the county parties are in. They're all in. They want to be successful. They want our state to be successful. The Republican Party, and I think they're a huge missing piece of it right now.
We've got a bunch of young adult kids we'll send your way between the two of us.
Yes.
I'm so
my
excited
daughter's
you're doing
13.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's 13, which she's more political savvy than, the normal 13-year-old. And she calls me all the time and she's like, Dad, is this really going to pass? And I'm like, and
wow.
I think we had one, surprisingly or not, Representative Prince Chestnut filed a piece of legislation not too long ago. Have y'all seen this?
Yes.
We actually had him on, I guess, last week and are really trying to get the word out on that bill.
Is that not that's crazy? My daughter calls me and she's like, Dad, is this true? And I said, unfortunately it is, and
wow.
I passed the transgender bill. We passed the VCAT bill with, then was West Allen. And I'll never forget, just in my mind, thinking
oh dear,
to a minor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, that is going to ruin their lives. And we actually had a transgender in committee one time, and it was a man, and he did what Prince Chestnut's bill talks about doing away with. And he said, guess what, guys? I can't go back. I can't go back.
Do you see any way? I think you said we have 6 legislative days left. Do you see any way? That's one of those bills that you're like, okay, this is kind of like, what is a woman? Like, why does it take 3 years to pass that? Why in the world would we not want to pass this female genital mutilation bill? If we have 6 days, I think it takes 5. Do you see any way that gets pushed through?
Ooh, I hope so. I wish you would have found it earlier.
Yeah.
Because I think that would have been hands down a no-brainer. A no-brainer. And this is one of those things where, like when I had my transgender athletics bill, I had several members from the other side of the aisle that said, I don't want boys competing against my daughters in basketball. And they're in a rock and a hard place for their party when it comes to these issues, because we're, as parents, we want our daughters to be successful. And my daughter works her tail off in volleyball and cheer, and for somebody to come in, swoop in, and take that away from her, man, you talking about being livid. I mean, that's just not good.
Yeah.
But I don't know to answer your question. I pray that we do have a chance. It would be very, very hard for him to get that passed.
Yeah.
Figured, but
maybe he was just setting it up for next session. I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you drop it late just to get some eyeballs on it.
That's right. But with something of that importance, I wish it would have been earlier. Because how many kids' lives are going to be ruined between now and then?
Good point.
Very good point.
We kind of think it happens like in some far off places. I don't know if you heard. I'll send you the interview. It actually was really interesting, but we had one person let us know that, Alabama is only one of 9 states that still allows that. And the people that come here to have their procedure, they refer to it as vacation cutting. And it's like a trip they take. Yeah. So it's
hideous.
Yes. In 2026, this is still happening.
Yeah. It's something where I think, honestly, these kids need to talk to a psychiatrist. And as an adult, you're an adult. Do what you want to do, I guess. But I think if you're a minor and you're a child, someone has directed you to this direction of sin. Like it's a mental illness, and they need the proper treatment. It's not underneath a blade. It's with a good, solid Christian counselor that can get them and make them understand, what they're dealing with and why they're dealing with it and how they can fix it and live the rest of their life the way they should.
Well, that bill for sure has bipartisan support, co-sponsors. I think there are 5 of each, Republican and Democrat. So maybe something can happen. Chairman Scott Stawhagen, No,
Stahagen.
Staw.
Stahagen.
Stah.
We're
That's-
gonna need
you need
to
to take
do
out the
a
Z and the T.
Sesame Street video of Stahagen. Stahagen.
A lot. We'll get it right eventually. But thank you so much for being here today. We hope you'll stay in touch and keep us posted. And good luck. You've got a few more weeks of doing both jobs. Well, actually, the legislative job never ends either. So, yeah, lots of good luck.
Right. Yeah, well, guys, thank you for what y'all are doing. Y'all are bringing attention to strong policy that needs attention, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye. You guys, I just invented a new segment with him. You know what it's called? Stahagen.
What is it?
So you know how we talked about golf when we were in Montgomery?
Yes.
Hey, yo, Scott. I would never call you that. We were on there.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
Mr.
President.
Chairman, Mr. Chairman, sir. We should have this segment called The Drive with Scott Stahagen.
I like that.
It's a double entendre with golf and driving 100 miles an hour to get from Hartselle to
You're
Montgomery.
so clever.
Except we won't drive like Tiger Woods in the golf.
Wait. Are we going to talk about that right now?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Anyway,
I
so-
like that a lot. But do you think he's in a Jeep? Because those tires were loud.
That was loud.
I don't know what. Maybe it's a giant truck.
I bet.
it's a giant
I
truck.
bet our two friends at the party could tell us what he drove.
Rent him a car.
But we could have the drive or on the drive with Scott Stahagen.
What's our Kalshi predictive that we do golf cart karaoke?
Oh, boy,
Someday.
that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Wouldn't that be a blast?
Should not advertise that.
We shouldn't.
We
but
said it on the interview.
We said it out loud.
Y'all talked about it on the show.
It's a good thing we rejoined the club, and I'll have to learn how to play more than just teeing off.
The club.
The
thought you were talking
club
about
in the club,
GOP
we all
club.
fam.
The club.
Well, I am going to start going back to the Shelby County meetings because my husband wants to.
You can. Oh, yeah, you can. The night meetings.
The night, not the day,
Yeah.
because we have a job now. It's busy.
It's exhausting.
Sometimes I don't even know. I get to the end of the day and I'm like, what all did we accomplish in one day?
Something.
I don't know.
Hey, do we want to take a break now, or do you want to keep going? What you want to do?
If you are down, I'd
JP?
say keep going, but we can also take a break if you want.
Okay. So
Go all the way till 10:30.
Okay. Why not? So you want to do a mini 3?
I'm down.
Or do you want to do, y'all tell me. You pick.
I'm not the producer. I'm just here. for
Yo,
fun.
yo.
I
Sir.
just do what I'm told.
I say we either do a quick 3 or find something else fun to talk about until 10:30.
Basketball.
Ugh.
You pick Allison Sinclair.
Basketball.
Okay.
They're playing basketball. All right. That was, did you see the text from our son?
Mm.
Hang it in the Louvre.
And the Louvre.
Although Chris said it. So hang it in the Louvre.
What does that mean?
The Mike, clearly the kid grew up in a Christian home. Was his name Micah?
I can't remember. I have to look it up.
What
The
team
U-
are
the
we
U-
talking about?
The UConn buzzer beater over Duke.
UConn buzzer beater.
Oh.
Malachi. He is a Christian. You can't be with a name. You can't not be with a name like Malachi. Malachi Smith, last second shot, hang it in the Louvre was the text from Will Shaver. Unbelievable. And then Duke was like, he ran off the bench.
His name.
Actually, they didn't say that. He ran off the bench. No, he didn't. He was in the game. You just overlooked him to your own peril.
So
His name was Braylon Mullins, by the way.
What they call it. Well,
What
Malachi
did you
Smith
get
and their
Malachi?
chant, because there's a funny meme. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There's a hilarious meme, Malachi Smith, and then his name is at the bottom, and it talks about all of his stats, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
channeling, and then his name, this kid's name is at the bottom. It's a hoot.
It
I'll
was-
show you.
did
was
y'all have
crazy.
UConn?
I actually had Duke making the Final Four.
Me too.
But what's crazy is I was watching the game at my apartment and Duke was up the whole game. And I actually had to go to my aunt's to help her move a dresser. So I get in the car, I go over and I walk in and there's 10 seconds left. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a game. And that happened right after I walked in. And it was like, that's one of the craziest March Madness shots I've ever seen. It was nuts. But the fact that Duke was up 19 at one point and lost.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually, this is funny. It's probably my fault because I saw they were up by 19, kind of started doing stuff around the lake house, like whatever. Went to check the brackets and I was like, I wonder why I don't have my points yet. Why haven't where are my Duke points? I was like, there must just be a delay. No. I just lost.
It was
Absolutely lost.
unbelievable. At halftime, Chris got up and started doing work. Like he went to his desk and started doing
it was
things.
Over.
And then when it got to 5 minutes out, I did what he usually yells to me, "Hey, it's a ball game." Trying to lure him back into the living room so he'd actually watch the game I had been napping through. And then I'm like, dude, 3 minutes. It went from however many points, 13 points, 12 points, 10 or 9, then 7, then 5, and then a couple of unforced errors. And it was a game.
It was a game. It was nuts.
Do y'all have any teams left?
Well, my champion and ours lost in the Sweet 16, so I'm kind of cooked already. But
Who was your
Houston.
Oh,
I don't know
Houston.
why I picked Houston. I figured like Kelvin Sampson's due, but obviously he's not. I'll say this though.
Better find your dueling hat.
Hey, if my punishment is to duel, then I'm okay with that. It'd be fun. I'll say this though. Bama at least made it a game for a half. The second half was about what I expected with Michigan, which by the way, at least Bama made it a game for a little bit. Tennessee just kind of got destroyed the entire game.
No. For like 3 minutes, we kept up.
That
was so bad.
So bad. But
Bama was up at half. It was nuts.
Yeah. This was a crazy. This is the weekend you tune in for.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen when you've made it this far. But it was a great basketball weekend. Arizona, come on now.
Who do you have winning?
I had Duke. I lost.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. I had Luke.
Yeah, let's
Duke.
look up. Okay, let's just check out the percentages real quick.
I think Allison's was Arizona. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Duke.
Just keep looking. Go.
Who?
Go
Okay,
look.
so we have
Yeesh.
UConn.
Yeah, no,
Michigan.
Just give me a second, Abs.
Oh my gosh.
Just give me a second.
Allison has Arizona. She's at 83%.
What?
I'm in second at 37%.
I'm at 13%. I'm sure.
Amy Beth's at 14%.
One better than I thought.
My max points is 810. Amy Beth's max points is 510, and Allison's is at 1300. How did we let this happen?
JP.
She did it. She literally did her bracket during the show. I said, Allison, you didn't do your bracket last night. You technically got an hour. And she goes, oh, well, I'll just do it right now. Oh, I like that school.
Took her 3 minutes.
I like that name. I know somebody that went there one time. And she's at 83%.
Shoot me now.
You know, in the Yellowhammer bracket, I have Michigan.
Michigan.
They could win too.
They're
winning.
unbelievable.
They
But I'm losing over on
Arizona,
that one.
Michigan
Bigly.
is what I would like to suggest could happen.
Well, they actually play each other in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's really the championship.
that's the championship
That's
game.
really the championship game.
Is that the music?
Yep.
I'm going to win again this year.
I
This is
know.
unbelievable.
I won last year and Abs had to wear sweatpants and sweatshirt to the show.
Not doing it again.
What a what
No,
a punishment.
Look, it
We're
was
dueling with water pistols. I'll get them
airsoft
now.
guns.
No.
Yeah.
We can get far away so they don't hurt so
Airsoft
bad.
guns don't hurt. BB guns hurt.
You can wear a mask.
BB guns. Was that on the table?
Paintball guns were.
Oh, those no, we're not doing that.
If we do that, we're going out to the farm to
What
shoot
if we
paintball
just stand
guns.
there? I know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have a gun, and I'm gonna give y'all like
What
a
kind of
10
gun?
second. I don't know, like a BB gun, a 10-second heads up, and you get to run, and then I get to try and hit you.
That's an idea.
Serpentine.
Chris is reading about Andrew Jackson. He was like, "Oh, they're talking about dueling."
I'm telling you. Oh, we gotta go.
Yeah,
we'll
we
be
do.
back.
Me, Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair. and we are joined by Admiral Brian Christine, who is the Assistant Secretary for Health at HHS. And it is a thrill and it is an honor, sir, to have you here. Thank you.
Oh, it's a privilege to be here. It is so fun to have come back home to Sweet Home, Alabama, to come see my family and to do this, to work with y'all, to do this podcast, to help get the messaging out that we need to, so the American people know the good things that we're doing in Washington, the good things that Secretary Kennedy and President Trump are doing. And so as we start off, I have to give a shout out, obviously, to our president and to Secretary Kennedy, because they are working so hard to make this country healthier than she's ever been, to make Americans stronger than we've ever been, to make America great again. So thanks for the opportunity.
So before we jump into those values issues and talking about making our country healthy again, which is such a relief, could you tell those who may not know you or have heard about you, because you are a legend, a little bit about your background?
Sure.
As we jump in.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was born, my father was in the Army. I was born in what used to be West Germany. Now, if you're old enough like me, you remember that one time there was an East and a West Germany during the Cold War. My father was a tanker. In other words, he was in armor in the Army, tanks. And we had a lot of armor assets deployed along the East-West border during that time. I was born in 63, really the height of the Cold War. So I was born in West Germany. My father ultimately went Special Forces. In his second tour of Vietnam, he was really severely injured, lost an arm and a leg, got out of the military. We ultimately settled in Augusta, Georgia, had some family there. I went to medical school at Emory in Atlanta, and then I came over to UAB for my residency. And that's how I got to Birmingham. I did my residency in urologic surgery, completed my residency, and then I joined a urology group here in Birmingham. And I practiced with that group for 24, 25 years, really subspecializing in men's health. That was kind of my gig. Then I got the call for the nomination to be the Assistant Secretary for Health from President Trump. Went through the confirmation process. Ultimately was confirmed by the Senate. I was confirmed into this position last November. And here you are. So now I'm in Washington as the Assistant Secretary for Health.
Were you expecting that call? I mean, how does this happen?
Yeah,
you're just like
no, that's a great
Brian
question.
Christine in Birmingham, Alabama, and you get a call that you're the next Rachel Levine. What's her boy name?
Richard.
Richard Levine. Richard Levine.
You're
That's
Richard.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes, I am President Trump upgrade from Richard Levine.
We would say
there
so.
you
We're
go.
very grateful for you.
Yeah, exactly. And I really think, listen, I think one of the reasons that President Trump nominated me and that Secretary Kennedy wanted me in the position is because I practiced medicine on the front lines. I was kind of a Main Street doctor. And I think they liked the idea of having someone who really understood medical care and delivery from a Main Street level. I think also one of the reasons that President Trump wanted me in this position, because there's really not another visual that shows the difference between the horrible Biden administration and the really righteous and good Trump administration, and the fact that you have me in the same position as Levine. I'm a man who wears men's clothing, and that really says all you need to know about the last administration and this administration. For sure.
I always thought he could have done a better job, like zhuzhing it up a little bit. Like it was like he put on some earrings and a dress, and that was it. Like, but we can work a little harder. But I think America, the juxtaposition is overwhelming from what y'all are doing versus what he was doing.
Well, no, exactly. When you look at Levine, I mean, again, his agenda was, no question about it, the transgender and minors agenda was so important for him. All he wanted to do was to tell little boys they could be little girls, little girls they could be little boys, and then recommend castrating surgeries, castrating chemicals, hormones, and do irreversible harm to these kids. So if you go back and look at what he talked about, mostly that was it. I mean, Levine advocated for removing any kind of age restriction on transgender treatment in kids. He advocated for those sex-rejecting surgeries. That's what we call them. People say transgender surgery. No, in this administration, we talk about sex-rejecting surgeries and procedures because that's what they are. And that was his big focus, right? I personally believe he was in that position as a statement. I personally believe he was in that position to be an eyepiece, not because he really cared about the health of the country. So I'm really happy to be in this position to be able to reverse and to right so many of the wrongs that the last administration and Levine, perpetrated on the country.
So in this position, you're able to do a lot of good. Could you talk to us about your roles and responsibilities?
Sure. As the Assistant Secretary for Health, you have kind of a 3-level role. One is to help form healthcare policy, to work across the different divisions of the Department of Health and Human Services, to work with the CDC and NIH and FDA, and work with HHS leadership to help form healthcare policy.
Welcome back. Happy Monday. I don't think I said happy Monday before. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison. He's JP. We are the Right Side. And we were happy to and hope that you enjoyed our interview with Scott Stahagen.
There you go.
Who doesn't
And
have
a leader
lederhosen.
What's it called?
In our segment, The Drive. Oh, The Drive with the speaker. The Drive with the...
No, it's
No,
the
the
drive
drive
with
with
the
Scott.
chairman.
The Drive with the chairman. On the Drive. Whatever it is. I'm coming up with the name.
On the drive with...
Because he plays golf, apparently. We kind of do. She does. I
the
don't.
German chair.
Mm-hmm.
The German chair.
9. Okay.
9 with Stahagen.
So
Nice. Oh, that's even better.
9 with
I don't
Stahagen.
think we can do that.
We
Playing
just did.
9 on 9, like the front 9.
Like,
Oh, that's good.
that's
Good. Okay.
or like 9 minutes.
Or 9,
like a-
meaning German. No. 9.
I thought that was net.
No,
Yeah.
9 is no
9.
German.
Oh,
I don't know what yes is.
Germany is very
C.
pretty, but
I don't think it's that.
I don't think it is either. Somebody can
it's
tell us.
I.
Could for those of you watching on the live stream, good morning. Shout out to y'all. Just wanted to say hey. Because last week we realized we'd gone days without acknowledging our live stream or our text line, and we thank you for that. Keep sending us your text, your ideas, keep watching, keep sharing, keep liking. Please keep spreading the word because it's working, and we wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. So thank you. Now, we have a lot of news. In addition to speaking with the chair of the Alabama Republican Party, we have a lot of news today because it's Monday and all the big things generally happen on the weekend. And so with that, we have a montage.
Time for news. I don't know, Joe, but it's very exciting. I think it's going to be a great way to ferret out waste, fraud, and abuse, starting in Minneapolis, which has been ground zero. So we are encouraging whistleblowers who know about fraud, people who are stealing from the American taxpayer, to come forward. At Treasury, we're setting up a website, and we will be giving rewards up to 10 to 30% of the fines that we levy.
So when Mitch McConnell and Lisa Murkowski say, well, we need to protect the filibuster because the Democrats, they're not going to do it, so we shouldn't do it either. The Democrats ruined the career of Kyrsten Sinema for not overruling the filibuster. They're going to do it. So we might as well do it now to enforce the protection of the American electoral system. It's the dumbest political argument I've ever seen.
The Iranians are threatening that they're going to set up some permanent system in the Straits of Hormuz where they get to decide who goes through international waterways. That will never be allowed to happen. By the way, the rest of the world should take note of that. They have more at stake there than we do. We get very little of our energy in this country coming through the Straits of Hormuz. The rest of the world gets a lot more.
We have some news right now. TMZ has now caught South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham vacationing at Disney World during the ongoing government shutdown. Now, clearly, lawmakers are currently being tracked by TMZ during this ongoing DHS TSA government shutdown. They're not used to being followed around the way TMZ does it. And now Lindsey Graham has been caught vacationing at Disney World.
It seems like there's a lack of diversity here today, that it's mostly people who look like you and I, and I just
It is not for black people, for people of color to get out on the street. They're at risk when they do that. If anybody's going to get arrested here, it's going to be a black person. It is not safe for them, and they don't need to participate.
Oh my word. What are they? Is that an alternate reality? Does Nana live in an alternate reality?
I think she does.
Like, Nana is the protector of all black people. If it weren't for white Nanas, boomers, I mean, Black people would be in such a terrible spot.
And my Nana was Nana. I got to come up with what's another grandmother name for those bitter clingers? What can we call them? Like a name that's not a lovely name like Nana. What's another name?
Mama.
Mama.
Mama, Mima.
Well, okay. I actually unironically called my grandmother Mima. So I
we
try
don't
not
want
to
to call
do
her
that.
Mima. Okay.
Mama.
No.
is
All right.
good.
Listen, text line, online. What is a slightly negative grandma name? Because that's who's showing up at these rallies.
That's a great question.
We need one of those names that the Rightside Nation knows. That's exactly who we're talking about. And it can't be Karen, because that lady's name's probably Sylvia.
Yeah, it's the equivalent, but for grandmas.
Yeah. What's that name? We need to name somebody today in the sand, period.
That's good.
All right. Now, that wasn't the right order, but I can't handle it when they do believe they're the keeper of all.
It's not safe. It's
What?
not safe. It was every No Kings protest out there was like a white old people convention.
It's like, here's a good way to put it. I think the No Kings now is like their what was the name? Oh, Woodstock. I think this is that generation's Woodstock again, because if you look, it's all hippie boomers that probably did LSD or something at Woodstock back in the day, and now they're bitter and they're angry, and so No Kings is their Woodstock 2.0. And I think it's that every picture I've seen or every video I've seen has been like 60 to 70-year-old white boomers. That's what it's been.
Do you think it's been exhausting for them to be this outraged over imagined disasters and problems for the last 50 years of their life?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
I mean, I do. And but they literally, why was America founded? To get away from the kings. And what are we doing? They can't even get the title right of their protest anymore. They're making stuff up. They're just looking. It's like Tallarico. Like, what else are we going to come up with? Y'all just sit down. This is just stupid. It's really stupid. And did anybody, I mean, in Alabama, I think there was one in Coleman, one in Birmingham, maybe 100 people?
Yeah.
But they're all so self-important. And they just think like if they didn't get out there and their pitiful little protest, kings would just start popping up across America.
And they're the ones that voted for Obama. And they're the ones, if you remember, I saw over the weekend an X posting about probably Newsweek or Time suggesting that they wanted Obama to be a king if they'd had their way. So it is unbelievably hypocritical. And yet they persist. Go on with your bad selves. But did y'all know y'all are being also empowered by a wealthy billionaire by the name of Neville Singman or by George Soros? Like, those are white dudes. What are you saying? All right, that's all.
But I'll just add one more thing. If Trump was really a king, or not even just Trump, if you really had a king, you probably wouldn't be allowed to have no king protests. I'm just saying.
JP, that
Great
takes logic.
Point.
That's
just saying.
That takes logic.
Nana didn't think that one through.
They let her out the nursery.
In the dungeon.
Maybe this is it. Maybe it's the nursery homes. Their way of getting their people out and about and doing something is like the No Kings partner with the nursery homes. It's like, these people are driving me nuts. Can we give them something to do so we can just like take a break from Nana and just chill? And they just go to their No Kings and they're like, get off my lawn. And then they come back. Yeah, that may be it. I don't know.
Nursery home actually works.
It's actually great.
It's a nursing home, but nursery home.
Same thing.
It really is the same thing.
It is. You go to the same place when you're three.
Nursery home.
You're 300 years old.
That's actually funny.
It's like,
it's good.
Y'all don't watch Landman.
No.
Where his wife and daughter go and pick up everybody from the nursery homes and take them to go gambling, or they go to the casinos. They go out on field trips, but that's what they do like the libtard nursery homes. It's like, God, they're gone for half a day. You can take a nap.
That's good.
I don't know. I'm over all this. Meanwhile, the Republicans are really not doing much more. They need to all go to the nursery home.
Yeah, they do.
John Thune.
They need to go to the nursery home. Let them go.
Of course,
let him go.
Same thing. Lindsey Graham's got to go to Disney World. Like the guy with no kids, no grandkids. What the hell county are you doing at Disney World? It's weird.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am. Where's your spoon?
Forgot it. So we need to put it on a talking stick. Who was he at Disney World with? Because it looked like he was pouring his coffee. Thank you. Let's put it on that. Don't be offended, Phil. He looked like he was taking his coffee with a lady friend.
Yeah, he was there with a woman and a child, but I don't know the relation. But
is it like Kamala Harris where he rented them like actors? I kid.
I don't know. It wasn't his child.
Maybe his sister. Maybe his sister has a kid.
Yeah. I mean, fine. Here's my question. For the Senate, what happened? Do we blame just leadership or are they all culpable for this? How do you say that word? Culpable.
I think all. I think because if you're extreme ownership and you were John Thune, you would say nobody goes, we're getting this done. But since he can't be trusted and he's as good as a rotten orange, then you have the rest of them. And if they're all in, then I would hope that everybody would say, no, we're all in. We're in this together and we're not leaving until we get all this accomplished. Is that wrong?
No, but to your point, you know, when I started thinking over the weekend, because we say that really all you can do is kind of cause a scene in Congress anymore because leadership, top down, whoever it is, does this kind of stuff. If I were Katie Britt or Tommy Tuberville, I would have stayed and like gotten a little group and made it kind of like pitch a tent on the Senate floor and just sit there.
You're a racist.
So racist.
You said pitch a tent.
Is that racist?
No, it's a joke.
I'm joking.
I'm
joking.
I was like, no, I mean literally like a tent. And sleep on, I don't know. Fine, go back to your apartment, but come back during the day and be like, where's everybody else? Can you imagine that picture of the few Mike Lee, Katie Britt, Tommy Tuberville, whoever that are actually dedicated to this process, sitting there and saying, look, y'all can go to Disney World, but we're staying right here. And like the image, the publicity of that.
Oh, the shame
would have been just dagger.
But here's their plausible deniability is they can say, well, we did pass something and now it's going to the House, but yet that thing they passed is so bad. And now the House has got to go and it's got to go through the House committees again. Like it pretty much set the process back even further. So
yeah, but you don't leave until you have a solution. Like you can pass it, but you know that's not the end of it.
Right.
Because both sides have to agree, both chambers. So really your job's not done.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. And also, yeah, why is Lindsey? Okay, I know. I think I did my adult Disney World people rant like the first week we did the show, but it is so weird to me that adults without kids who vacation at Disney World, that within itself is like bizarre.
Do you have an age cutoff? Do you have a before 30-year-old? Let's say you're newlyweds and you're going to Disney, or are you saying you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s and you're like, I'm just going to go to Disney World? Like, is there an age cutoff?
I think it's weird if you're like in your mid to late 20s and you're going to Disney World without kids. But yeah, no, that was my first reaction. Well, first of all, it tracks that Lindsey Graham went to Disney World, but it's like, okay, so you're bad at your job because you can't keep the government open, and then you vacation, and then the cherry on top is you vacation to Disney World.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's weird. It's a good point.
Have they caught anybody else out?
I'm sure they have. I haven't looked at all the...
Yeah.
Who'd they catch on a plane?
Ted Cruz.
Okay. So Ted Cruz, where was Teddy going?
I don't know.
At least go have a staycation. Like, don't flaunt it.
But you're exactly right. If you were to stay and just take pictures like around DC, waiting for you to come back.
How
going
epic.
to pass, it would have been unbelievable. Y'all missed out on an epic opportunity.
Call me next time. I'll help
She's
you.
got good ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to do right side political consulting.
We're open for business now.
Everybody would be blackballed from everything.
Yeah, it'd be bad.
we
We'd get fired day one.
We'd be in so much trouble. Wait, we already are.
Yeah, it happens daily. But I'm here for it. We
Let's do
actually
it.
have some good practical, like normal people. If you want to represent the normal people, give us a call.
We're your crew.
If you'd like to represent the establishment and yourselves, just keep doing what you're doing.
That's a good point.
It's already
Yeah.
going to get us in trouble. It's fine.
Well, Tim Burchett is calling for the removal of John Thune, buffoon.
Why didn't I think of that?
Cocoon.
That's a great name.
Yeah, John Buffoon. You're going up. He seems so inept. Schumer is like master negotiator and always has been.
Yep.
And you just got owned. Like you have no business being in that seat.
Agree. Absolutely embarrassing. And it happens to us over and over again. And you'd think we'd be aware and alert and ready. But oh no, we're not. We seem to send the people that are the most moldable.
Yep.
And then we're shocked when they cave.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this too. I feel like the Democrats, when they ever have a majority leader, whether it's Pelosi or Schumer or whoever, they are so effective at doing their agenda. Like, just think about all that they get done, the Democrats get done for their side and hurting America when they have a majority leader in either chamber of either in the House or the Senate. They get stuff done for their party, and they are leaders, and to the demise of America, obviously. But for their side, they're good. And I feel like whenever we're in power, we get Mike Johnson, we get McCarthy, we get Thune. We just get the weakest establishment Republicans, and they don't spearhead anything. But I don't understand why that is the case on the Republican side, because we do have Rick Scotts. We have others that would be great majority leaders, but they never get in the Republicans never put the best to lead. And I don't know why that is.
Oh, come on.
I know why that is. Okay, but I'm
Yes,
asking,
just say
I'm just
it.
asking questions so we can answer the question of why that is because the Republicans have the establishment sort of too often in mind. What are y'all's answers to that?
I mean, I don't think Republicans want to win. I think they are all bought and paid for a lot in leadership. It's why you don't get in leadership if you're not. And remember Mo Brooks, 2022, I guess that Senate campaign. I didn't know that you have to purchase your leadership seats.
No clue.
What?
Yes. It's not like, oh, we think Lindsey Graham would be great. Let's vote for Lindsey. No, it's you have to purchase your leadership seats. And so what happens is these lobbyists, these special interest groups come in and they purchase your seat for you, and you get into leadership, and then you do their bidding. So what's the point? Because if you don't have that money, if you aren't going to bend the knee to leadership or to special interest, you're not going to make it into that leadership seat. Bottom line. So who do they want there? They want the people that will do the populist establishment status quo. They don't want the rabble rousers. Is that what we are?
Yes, we are.
They don't want us. Oh, we wouldn't make it very far. We will make it to a break, and we'll be back.
Y'all have heard us talk about Inspire Advisors, how Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors will help you grow your investment portfolio while also screening out companies that don't stand for conservative Christian principles.
Paul and his team are experts on what they call biblically responsible investing, And for a limited time, they're hosting a free class that you can register for.
Check out the class and register for free at moneypatternwealth.com. It's godly, it's conservative, and it's financial freedom.
Again, go to Inspire Advisors at moneypatternwealth.com. Check them out and tell them you heard about them at Rightside Radio.
Help form the policy. We help implement that policy. There's also a communication role, which really appeals to me, in that we help to communicate the policy to healthcare establishments, healthcare providers, and to the country at large. Okay, the Surgeon General falls under the Assistant Secretary for Health. So when we have our new Surgeon General in, and I'm happy to say that Dr. Casey Means will be having her hearing before the Senate on the 25th of this month, I believe. She'll be an amazing Surgeon General. We're going to work so well together. But together, we'll be advancing the message of the Department of Health and Human Services and President Trump to the American people. So there's that communication aspect to the role. And then also, the Assistant Secretary for Health can serve as a civilian, or they can do as I did, which is request commission from the president. So I have been commissioned as the senior admiral at the Public Health Service, specifically the Commission Corps. So you have the U.S. Public Health Service, and then you have something called the Commission Corps, and these are commissioned officers. I'm a 4-star admiral. I lead the Commission Corps, and so one of the other roles I have is as a flag officer and admiral is to lead the Commission Corps of the Public Health Service, and that's about 5,400 doctors, nurses, pharmacists, therapists. Believe it or not, we've got a few veterinarians in there as well, dentists, dermatologists. We are Secretary Kennedy's tip of the spear strike force for public health initiatives. And it's really a privilege to wear this uniform. It's a privilege to receive the salutes that I receive from other members of other uniformed services and my own officers. To wear this uniform is a privilege, but that's a big part of what I do, is to lead the Commission Corps, because we really are the edge of the knife, the tip of the spear for public health in the United States. And I have officers deployed other parts of the world as well, primarily in the U.S. We work at Guantanamo Bay, for instance. We work with ICE agencies. We work with DHS. We supply doctors and nurses to the Indian Health Service, which is a big role. We have officers that work at FDA, work at CDC. They're out in community health centers. So we're all over the place, but that's part of my role as well.
Wow.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
I had no idea.
It's a lot of people. And these officers, these are good men and women. These are good men and women who want to serve, who care about this country. And one of the things I have been told by officer after officer is they said, we are so happy that we have a new Assistant Secretary for Health. We're demoralized by our prior Assistant Secretary because we knew he didn't really care about us. He put the uniform on as a political stunt. Brian, you wear the uniform because you care about the country and you want to serve the President and the Secretary.
So going into this role, like, you're just kind of starting. If now, and hopefully we'll do an interview as you're leaving and we can reassess, but give us your top 3, like, these are the things that I definitely want to get done while I'm here. What would those be?
Yeah, and so my agenda is, of course, Secretary Kennedy's agenda and the President's agenda. We all work for the President. He's the Commander-in-Chief. I work with Secretary Kennedy as we both serve the President and serve the people. And so the things that are really important to us at the Department of Health and Human Services, we know that affordability of health care, affordability of drugs, making sure we have good health care delivered to everybody, whether it be in a city or in these rural environments, that is something incredibly important to the President and the Secretary and myself. Also, we have our values issues. In other words, and we can talk about this, right to life issues, respect for the dignity of every man, woman, and child in this country. That's incredibly important to us. Taking care of men, taking care of women, that's important. So affordability, these values issues, and doing everything so different from the last administration and the last Department of Health and Human Services. We absolutely are guided by science. That's something that Secretary Kennedy has said again and again. We are guided by gold standard science, and we use that science to form policy and to do things that are going to make America healthier than she's ever been.
Okay, but Dr. Fauci says he is science. So are we Dr. Fauci science, or are we like?
Nope.
How do you?
Are we science?
We are science. We are science. Listen.
And welcome back, you guys. Sometimes that break needs to be about 10 minutes long, but we're glad you're here. And we hope you have a Monday that is off to a good week, because you know what it is? It's Easter week. It's Holy Week.
Sure, it is Holy Week.
And y'all, everybody should go to, if you have this, Chris's family, his great-great-grandfather built a church that has been rebuilt 2 other times. And we have a letter from somebody way back when who was there. It's incredible. But we had a family hymn sing to celebrate one of his great aunt's 90th birthdays this week. It was incredible. The church was small. The video I took, I'll show y'all, but somehow my camera was wrong. But if you get to go to your family homestead church, that is quite a way to start out Holy Week. Okay. Because it was awesome. Also, I started thinking, are people going to show up if I make it to 90? Will they show up for my 90th birthday party?
Of course. What?
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
Well, then that's all I need. Because you start thinking about your life. And of course, Holy Week really makes you think about your life and just how often you fail and fall. But then you think his great aunt, the pastor, got up before he prayed and essentially said, because she was a teacher and had a tremendous impact, several young men who'd been in her class who are our age now stood up to say that she told them in class, in English class, that they could do better. And they did. And you realize that a life well lived is what he said. She is the sermon today. Her life is the sermon.
Wow.
And I'm like,
that's pretty sick.
Okay.
90.
I'll put it on my calendar now. Amy Beth's 90th birthday will be there.
I'm going to make it that far.
Of course.
And I've told my kids for a long time, I'm making it. Because they say if you have a child after 34 or 33, the odds increase dramatically that you'll live to at least 95. So I'd like to make it to 100. But any more than that was to see somebody's life who's still kicking, but her life was a sermon. And I thought, well, wow, that's it. That's all. So we pray your week is off to a good start and that you have a wonderful Easter week, remembering what God has done for us.
Can we do like remember when JP and I what were we messing with? The lighting?
Oh, yeah.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Can we do so yesterday was Palm Sunday. It's like, yeah, well, we went to the tree and we plucked off a bunch of branches and we're like, here he comes. I don't know. Why is he on that donkey? We need to do our own rundown of each day of Holy Week.
Yeah, we did
okay.
Allison and I did the Bible. While we were looking at the lighting was on the camera, we did the Bible from memory from beginning to end.
Oh, that's my favorite.
And then we went back and
Really?
listened and we were like, we missed Abraham. We missed all these key people were like,
Flood.
yeah.
Not there. But it was interesting. So
I love it.
what was yesterday? He went into Jerusalem?
He entered Jerusalem for the first time. Hosanna, Palm Sunday, on a donkey.
Just
And-
like he said.
And some of the Jewish people were like, this is awesome.
Yeah, they were all
Let's
like,
go.
this is the Messiah. He is here. But he wasn't what they thought he would be. They thought he'd overthrow the Roman government. He did not. That was not his. But anyways.
It's kind of like the rest of your life where you think he's going to do one thing and he does another. And you're like, wow, I did not see that coming.
That was deep.
Or, yeah, but do you remember when you were a little kid and you did the Palm Sunday thing and you thought that was so cool, but then you realized by the end of the week, they're like, crucify him.
That's crazy.
That's, talk about a turn of events that he did willingly.
Yeah.
But as a little kid, the little darling dumplings singing and waving their palm branches, and then it all goes south after the Last Supper.
It's so crazy how quickly that the Pharisees the whole time were anti-Jesus, but the Jewish people thought he was the Messiah, and then how quickly they were like, "Oh no, let's actually crucify him." It's
Yeah, we should do that. We should do Rightside Bible reading.
But by memory.
Yeah. Oh,
So
absolutely.
it's like
from memory.
It's like the drunk history version.
Yeah. We
But
should do that.
not.
It'd be
Okay.
great. Also, randomly, because of what you guys have talked about on my phone, because they are listening to us and they have for a while, there's an ad about a Southern voice actor to read Bible stories for some kind of app.
Wait, they need a Southern voice actor?
Yes. You could do that.
I almost started the interview with Scott Stahagen talking like that.
Because he did do allegedly.
Because he did do that and said, are we going to do the interview like this? Then we went to Germany and I just couldn't put it all together with a lederhosen. It didn't work.
By the way, my ancestors are German. He got the cool German last name. I got Plot. That's my German last name.
You must have been landowners, though.
Well, you know what it's named after?
What? Funeral plot, the cemetery.
No, the Plot Hound, the hunting dog. Apparently, my ancestors that came to North Carolina in the 1730s, they started the Plot Hound bred, and so that's where the nickname came from.
I've never seen. I'm gonna Google's the Plot Hound.
Stahagen, and I got Plot.
Chris's Schaefer they were barbers and surgeons, but also there's some cow watching involved. I don't know.
There was one,
Plot Hound.
There was one time when I was, I can't remember. It was not too long ago, and I was at the counter somewhere, and I said my last name to this real Southern redneck guy, and he was like, "Plot, there's a real good hunting dog named the Plot Hound." I was like, "Yep, named after it, brother."
It looks like a mutt.
Oh, it?
Shoot.
Let's see. Oh,
hold on.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think that was like a?
He's hot on the case.
It looks like a leopard.
It does. Oh, it looks like that Kahula dog.
Like a hyena?
No, the Chahula.
What's a Kahula?
I'll find it.
A Kahuna.
Anyway, all right. So this week you've heard it here first. We've invented a new segment on the drive with Scott Stahagen. He doesn't know it yet, but his people do. Number two, I'm kidding that we're the people. Number two, JP has a cool last name, Plot Hound. So that's pretty awesome. Number three, we will be doing the Bible from memory in Southern English
for Holy Week.
Yeah, for Holy Week. So we'll have to set that aside, and maybe on Monday, probably not Monday, Thursday, maybe Wednesday. Who knows? We're going to do that because why not? Also odd that I have an application to be a Southern voice actor. I'm going to share it with both of y'all because I think we should all do it. And then in addition to that, let's continue and find our way through the rest of the montage.
Wait, real quick. We got a text. Can we read this text real quick?
Yes.
I love our text.
It's actually from Aunt Lily. She texted in.
Aw.
We were talking about grandma names.
Yes.
And she sent in a list, of some potential grandma names.
Been thinking.
Well, first is classic and traditional of grandma, grandmother, granny, nana, grams, Mimi, whatever. Then you get to modern and trendy of Gigi or Gigi, Lola, Kiki, Nani, Glamma, Honey. But then here's my favorites of Nana Bear, Grandma Rose, Momo, BB, or Mama. Yeah.
BB.
Man, she put a lot of thought into that.
Thank you.
Nana Bear is a good one.
Nana Bear.
That's sweet though.
The one in the top in the first set, something was it
Glamma?
There was Glamma, GLAMMA.
Yeah, but there was another one that I was like, oh, there it is.
Say it again. Thanks, Lily.
Gigi, Lola, Kiki, Nani, Glamma, Honey. And then there was grandma, grandmother, granny, nana, grams, or Mimi.
Grams.
I think it's grams.
I think it's grams.
Well, it was gram/grams, but we can say grams.
Let's call it grams.
Yeah, that's
funny.
Wait, what did he say?
Do what?
No, I just said Grams. It's
It's
funny.
funny.
She
Yeah.
tickled herself. Yeah, I think that's it.
Grams.
Grams is going to the No Kings protest. Grams.
That's right. My name is Grams.
You're either with me or against me.
And everybody needs my help because if I'm not out here to help, they're going to die.
Don't come to Thanksgiving dinner if you're not ride or die.
Which this would never happen because my Granny Ram is the most conservative person I know. But if I ever saw a video of my grandmother at a No Kings, I'm like, somebody get grandma in the house. Like,
Somebody get Gram.
yeah.
Go get her.
Grams is out again.
Yeah.
Round her up.
See, the ladies in my family, super conservative. And so the idea that they would show up at that is they would show up to protest because it was ludicrous.
Yeah.
So anyway, Grams.
Speaking of
It is.
ludicrous, did y'all
Roll
see-
up.
Is that okay? Ludicrous. They have one of his songs in a Lowe's commercial.
Yes.
Is that where that's from?
Yes. And last year it was in the NCAA commercial for like
Okay.
Nissan.
Okay, Ludacris is making a comeback. I like it.
I love the
Luda.
song. Yeah. Oh man, that's a good song. All right. So we've had a busy first hour. And now, after some shenanigans and rolling through what week we're going to have, we'll find our way through the rest of our montage. And then we have the 3 for you today because it's Monday and why not? Okay. Is that good?
Why not?
Why not? So, what else from the montage? Secretary Scott Bessent and whistleblower aide. It's pretty cool. And then I enjoy, and I wonder, we interviewed Christina McGinnis, Werner McGinnis, the only farms promoting farmer support is genius. I thought that was really great. What?
I don't know. I don't
You don't like it?
I don't like the fact that my tax dollars are paying for parodying a porn site. That is so tacky to me.
Oh, that is. I didn't.
Yeah,
think
because
about
it's
that.
Only Farms, OnlyFans, and it was based off the logo. It was.
Oh, it was. See,
the
I don't
same
even know what
in
the logo.
Only
I
Farms.
no. You know what? Thank you, JP. I stand corrected. Okay, I appreciate the humor. Maybe not the porn site. For sure, not the porn site.
That's what's like. I'm with Abs. Like, I thought it was kind of funny. And then I saw everybody on Twitter going, I can't believe our tax dollars are paying for the. I thought it was almost making fun of OnlyFans because when I think Only Farms, I think of like fat heifers like us.
Yeah, duh.
And so, like, there's nothing sexy or like pornish about it. And so I thought it was kind of like poking fun at OnlyFans. But apparently, I'm a terrible person because I giggled.
I feel the same way. I didn't know anybody was melting down either until I looked this morning.
Well, I don't know. My first reaction when I saw it was like, really?
Yeah.
It's
Good idea, but maybe
a different way.
Yeah, maybe a different brand.
Okay. Because what it did make me do was look up why they were promoting farms and farmer support. And so that's an interesting take to help support farmers. They're squeezed by the farm bill. They're subsidies. They're heavily subsidized. And so that's interesting. But perhaps White House, we want to go back to the drawing board. Perhaps.
Do you think it gets
I'm going to go here because we need to
plowed?
see this. What do you mean?
Do you think it gets clout?
Plowed.
Oh, up.
That's good. That's good.
I tried. But that's
Uh,
a serious question.
yes.
Do you think they start over?
No, they won't because they're the White House that they just put it out there and you're like, deal with it.
Hold on. Actually, they made a website.
An Only Farms website?
Yep.
Okay. Will
And,
you tell us about that? Because here's what I needed to know because I didn't understand why they were going after supporting farmers, which they bring us all our food, obviously. But the Googles say that due to a severe financial squeeze caused by high production cost, fertilizer, and fuel, plunging commodity prices and mounting debt, they're aggressively seeking support for the American farmer because the farmers' losses should exceed $50 billion over 3 years. Many face insolvency and reduced access to credit. I did not know that. You just take it for granted that your food is going to be there. but you don't stop to think about what it costs them to get the food there. I do think probably based on subsidies alone, we need to rethink how we do it all, because some farmers are paid not to farm. So that's an interesting conundrum, a problem, a situation. But I really didn't know why we were doing that. So that's what Dr. Google taught me this morning.
Oh, yeah, if I want to look on the iPad.
Oh, look at that.
Only farms. I don't know. I thought it was clever, but apparently I'm going to hell.
Maybe it was a general. No, not.
We're in the boat together. We're just slow boating to hell because we thought that was funny. What do you guys think? Like Rightside, what do you think of that? Is that in poor taste, or is it a clever way to get people's attention? Because it made me go look up what's going on here.
Which is a great segue and leads into Rubio's comments on the Strait of Hormuz, which is becoming a problem and will continue to be. I mean, Iran is plotting.
That's good.
Never heard that one before. I'm just kidding.
To say that only tankers and ships that they approve can go through. I mean, before you go to war, wouldn't you kind of work these things out?
You would
and
hope.
Polymarket's putting out that oil might go up to $200 a barrel.
Oh my gosh.
So that doesn't help our farmers.
Mm-mm.
If they're already in trouble with fuel prices, it doesn't help any of us. But can we replay the clip? What was Rubio's?
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick.
Because
$200 a barrel.
We got to figure this one out above all else.
Well, and actually, okay, we'll play the clip first.
Okay.
It's 19 seconds, but this was Rubio talking about the Strait of Hormuz.
The Iranians are threatening that they're going to set up some permanent system in the Straits of Hormuz where they get to decide who goes through international waterways. That will never be allowed to happen. By the way, the rest of the world should take note of that. They have more at stake there than we do. We get very little of our energy in this country coming through the Straits of Hormuz. The rest of the world gets a lot more.
Can I comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think that that's kind of Israel and the U.S. started this, and now you're saying the rest of the region or other countries should join us for something we started that, I don't know, it's increasingly looking like we're not going to be able to finish well. We're sending troops, ground troops in to go 900 feet and dig up uranium. So we're going to guard the uranium sites, dig it up. Well, what does that do? You're telling the world that you're going to be guarding these uranium sites. Why would Iran not come and just bomb the heck out of this is dumb.
Yeah.
And it seems like we have no plan. And now Rubio's like, well, everybody else needs to take up this war too. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Abs, what are your thoughts first?
What she said.
Then we're not going to have food.
I agree. Wouldn't we have counted the cost on that one before we got this started? It appears not. Now, this is their last card that they're actually playing is we're going to decide. So that is going to lead to complete mayhem if that's the case. And that's where people will get killed. Like more than have been killed in Iran for protesting, more than the precious lives we've already lost. To me, that strait is the war, and it is all going to fall apart if they're not able to make a deal. And from the Iranian side, no deal is even being talked about, but then they're expert propagandists to their people. We don't really know what's going on, even though Trump's like, no, we're talking to them. So I believe him more. But this strait is where we need to watch, because we're going to be affected by what we pay at the gas pump. Our farmers are going to be in worse shape, and we're going to have to decide what we really want to do here and then just go do it. Because none of us wanted to be there in the first place. We're kind of stuck asking, why didn't we do this back in 1979? But we're doing it now. And so what's going to happen? That's the part that makes me a little sick to my stomach.
Yeah. And, you know, technically Rubio is correct from the standpoint of just proportionally a lot less of our direct oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz. I'm looking right here as of 2018, about 18% of the U.S. crude oil and 7% of total U.S. petroleum consumption came through the strait. But it is 20% of the global oil supply. But yeah, I'm with you. What was the report about 2 weeks ago that apparently the Pentagon was surprised at how effective Iran had been at closing the strait? But here's the other part of it, that this is my counter argument when people say this could have been a chess move against China, and Iran and China but this may be trying to hurt China. Well, who Iran is letting go through the strait is nations that are trading their oil in the yuan, which is China's currency. So, and also Russia and China are best buddies, unfortunately, thanks Joe Biden. And I saw something, I think it was 150 billion or that Russia has raked in oil revenue because of this. So now Russian oil is now in the market, and Russia and China are best buddies. So they're not going to let each other go without oil. So it is just a big mess. Also, there's a reason that Trump is fixating on Karg Island, because that's where pretty much all of Iran's oil is pumped through, and then it goes to the coast of Iran and it's refined and such. And so they're trying to get the oil. That's what we're focused on, is the oil. So I don't know. It's the whole, I'm just increasingly shocked at how we seem on our back foot with how Iran has done such an effective job at closing the strait. I don't know. Maybe we've underestimated it, but that is Iran's card. Like, that is the card. Yeah, everybody, if you go to war with Iran, they're going to close the strait. That's what they can do. So it is I'm more and more disappointed. It's like what you said, Allison. We started the fight and now we can't finish it. And now we're like, well, it's really the whole world's problem because they well, you're the one that started it. So finish it,
Yeah.
And I do think, like I said, while technically what Rubio said is true, that's still not nothing, though. We do get a good amount. It may not be in the big picture a lot, but it is going to cause gas prices to rise still. So it's just a mess.
So we saw last night some of the drone footage you were talking about that you and Jared had watched. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
It was on 60 Minutes. We were actually watching for the world's largest cave in Vietnam that has just been discovered. But really?
Yeah, it's like we watched the most random things and we're both like, it's so interesting.
That's weird. So our kids
World's
are like,
largest cave.
yeah, where they're like, you eat like grandparents. We're like, we are. And then we watch 60 Minutes because it's fun. What has happened to us? But we're watching that and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what Allison and Jared were talking about. That's terrifying. And it puts us in a different war because we're shifting from what's going on in Iran to what was happening and is happening in Ukraine. And there was something that, speaking of war in general, funding is, we didn't talk last week about, and I'm just throwing this out here, that $200 million in taxpayer funds shunted through U.S. aid funded Biden's reelection. And we didn't get to that last week. And I saw it again this morning. I'm like, oh crap, we need to bring this up for another day. But here's what it made me stop and think about. We've been in Ukraine how long?
2020, since 2022.
4 years we've been there. And now we have evidence that money was funneled through there. It's the money laundering we've all talked about. Are we going to be in Iran long enough for more money laundering to take place?
Yes.
Is it possible?
That's what the neocons would like.
It made me think, because I hadn't thought about that before. Or is that an outrageous consideration?
No. I think it's the plan. Sorry.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
And for Marco Rubio, just real quickly, it's such a stupid thing to say that, like, well, we don't get as much oil from there because on our imports, everything, all the prices are going to go up. It has a global effect. We're a global economy. So it's screwing us anyway.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe we'll have some good news in the 3. I don't know. Maybe not. But it'll be news. We'll be right back.
JP here with Rightside. I need to remind you that Inspired Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. We know this audience, and you're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles and being good stewards of your resources. What if the companies you're invested in don't reflect your values at all? That's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspired Advisors. Inspired Advisors, they are experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. They can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspired Advisors, you got to go check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
One about Dr. Fauci. I prefer not to think about Dr. Fauci. I don't have much regard or respect for that individual. But who I do have regard and respect for are RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Jay Bhattacharya, Dr. Bhattacharya, who was so incredibly strong during the COVID pandemic. He leads the NIH, the National Institutes of Health. I have respect for Dr. Oz, Mehmet Oz, who heads up CMS, Medicare and Medicaid. He is amazingly brilliant, amazingly committed to this country. We have Marty McCary, who is out at FDA. Marty also cares deeply. We don't have a CDC director right now. The interim director is a man named Jim O'Neill. Jim is also the deputy secretary at HHS, incredibly smart, incredibly strong, committed to life, committed to science. So those are the people I think about. I don't worry about Anthony Fauci. I don't want to think about Anthony Fauci. He did enough harm to this country. Yeah. I think about President Trump and our team now at HHS because we're doing amazing things.
You clearly are. So could we jump in then to those values issues that you've mentioned? Top of the list, right to life.
Yes.
And underneath that would be people's concern about mifepristone.
Sure.
Could you talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think, I'm 62 years old, turned 62 in December. This is the most pro-life administration that I've ever seen in my 6 decades plus of life. There's no question about it. The most pro-life administration that I've ever seen. I think the administration that is friendliest to religion and faith that I've ever seen. And President Trump has demonstrated that again and again. We stand for life. We stand for the fact that we know that life begins at conception. We respect life until life's natural end. We respect the dignity of the person. We want to make sure that we stand with individuals who believe those same things, and we do. The recent March for Life, you saw that Vice President Vance address the country. The next day, there was a breakfast that was basically for all of the youth, the young men and women who'd come into this country come into the city from across the country. There was a breakfast that morning. Jim O'Neill, the deputy secretary, and myself, we addressed those students, and there were over 2,000 people there. And we talked about the fact, what we're doing for life, the fact that we know little boys are little boys and little girls are little girls, the fact that we know life begins at conception, the fact that we are doing things like, for instance, through my office, the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Health, we administer the Title X funds. So let me tell you, so just recently, because of our oversight, directed by Secretary Kennedy, our oversight over Title X funds, $2.3 million of grants that had been given before us had to be returned by Planned Parenthood. $2.3 million that will no longer go to killing children. $2.3 million that will no longer go to lying to women. Because of our oversight, they gave that money back, which is a huge victory. Absolutely. We make sure that we're enforcing the Hyde Amendment. President Trump, Secretary Kennedy, and myself, we are strong for this. No federal dollars are going to go toward abortion or procuring abortion services. We are strong with the Hyde Amendment, and we are making sure the Hyde Amendment is being enforced, unlike the last administration. Yes. We have made sure that monies, that when you have youth, children or youths, young girls who are taken in custody coming across the border or something, that federal dollars cannot go to providing abortion services, because that was going on in the last administration. Just totally disregarding the Hyde Amendment. We stand strong. That's no longer happening. So for those right to life issues, we've been incredibly strong about that, and we're very vocal about that. Again, one of the things that impresses me most about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and he's always been this way, he really realizes that God has given an inherent dignity to every man, woman, and child, and we respect that dignity.
As an adopted person, and I know as an adoptive mother, we are so thankful for those policies. And as women who've lived through the nonsense, that the lies that have been heaped upon us, that you have to kill your child to have a life.
That's right.
We're very grateful for your stand in that regard.
Again, all of this is a privilege, but we have to do it for the country. We have to and we have to remember too that all of the wins that we have in this administration and this Department of Health and Human Services, it only takes one election cycle for things to reverse. And so we can talk about this more later, but it's incredibly important for us as conservatives, for us as people of faith to be motivated to vote in November, to get out, support those candidates who stand with President Trump and his agenda. It's going to be more important than it's ever been. I know every election it's like, this is the most important. So I'm not going to use that hyperbole, but this is an incredibly important election. And
Welcome back. We only have 30 minutes left in the day. This day feels like 5 minutes. We hope your day feels like that too. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison. He's JP, and you have found the right side. So we're going to do a mini 3 and run through the news that have caught our eye over the weekend. JP, are you ready for the 3?
I am, but do we want to play this video first?
Oh,
that we were
dang
talking
it!
About?
Yes.
Well, our discussion on when I said that the only Chinese ships and ones that are trading in Chinese currency is allowed to come through the strait. I saw this video over the weekend, and I thought we'd find it funny.
How are y'all feeling? Yeah, boy!
Can that be our music or theme when we introduce this conversation?
Konnichiwa.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
You want jail, dip?
Have you ever watched the South Park guys behind the scenes making their episodes? It's hilarious. That's what that was from.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that was behind the scenes of South Park making one of their episodes, and
They should make a South Park that's just behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I bet it would be just as popular.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
Although I've never seen South Park.
What?
Oh boy, I
Wow.
did not expect that response.
That's crazy.
I guess I should watch one. I've never seen it.
It's awful, but
Oh, but it's funny.
it's kind of like Only Farms. You think it's kind of funny,
So you can't tear your eyes away.
but then you're going to hell. So you're like, oh, I'm really conflicted here.
We're already on that slow boat. Yeah. I'm kidding. We're saved. Don't worry about us.
Well,
It's just sometimes we think things and maybe we're wrong. Okay.
Well, okay. Well, now we can do the 3.
so pleasant.
That's so nice. Okay. Which one of you two wants to go first?
I can't decide if I want to do kind of funny or
Ugh,
curious.
you do funny. I gotta go find
Well, then I
one.
can go first because this
Okay.
one was a massive story yesterday on the Twix.
Mhm.
Did y'all see that Cardinal Pizzaballa
Yes.
was blocked from entering the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which I think is the correct way of saying it, on Palm Sunday to have the annual Palm Sunday Mass. Obviously, Israel is over that area, and yeah, he was blocked from going in and performing the Palm Sunday Mass. Netanyahu's office released a statement, and this is Israel's explanation for this. Over the past several days, Iran has repeatedly targeted the holy sites of all 3 monotheistic religions in Jerusalem with ballistic missiles. In one strike, missile fragments crashed meters from the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. As a result, Israel has temporarily asked worshipers from all faiths not to worship at the holy sites in Jerusalem's old city to protect them. Today, out of special concern for his safety, Jerusalem police prevented the Latin Patriarch Cardinal Pizzaballa from holding Mass this morning at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Again, there was no malicious intent whatsoever, only concern for his safety and that of his party. However, given the holiness of the week leading up to Easter for the world's Christians, Israel's security arms are putting together a plan to enable church leaders to worship at the holy site in the coming days. So that was his explanation.
Okay, maybe, but there's also, as we've talked about on the show, though, Israel is a very progressive place. So Christians have long been persecuted in Israel, if you didn't know. So it could be that they're trying to protect people, but it also could be, as I saw on X, that people do persecute our fellow believers. Who knows? I don't know. What do you think?
Allegedly, the rule is that, you weren't supposed to gather more than 50 people together in, some of these religious establishments. And there were 4 of them, him and 3 other priests, cardinals, I don't know, going in because they do this every single Palm Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason. That's very far away from 50. There's no reason they should have kept them out. And you even have Ted Cruz and Mike Huckabee coming out against the Israeli guard saying that was uncalled for and we need to reconcile this situation. I think they're going to be let back in, or maybe they already have been. But to me, it's probably like one of their 3 square feet of authority where they thought they could do something and they did it, and it's not a good look. But in 2026 is kind of scary, where you see we're going backwards in so many ways in the worldview of Christians. Persecution. Did y'all see this little sidebar? Did y'all see the Pope, what he said about that God doesn't bless those that go to war?
Yep.
Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, talking about America and Trump. And then, we're like, okay, what about your crusades?
Yeah, exactly.
What about everybody in the Bible? It was really weird, but weird things are happening on the Christian front. I'm not surprised. Hopefully they'll let him in. Let him in.
Well, I'll say this. If the roles were reversed and we wouldn't allow Jewish members and, the Jewish leaders to participate in one of the holiest events and holiest days of their year because of the threat of missiles or the threats of whatever, would there be outrage from the Jewish community over that?
Yes.
I would think so.
And rightfully so. So you can't tell me that you didn't know this was coming. You didn't know Palm Sunday was... It's not like Palm Sunday snuck up on you. Like, oh, wait. Oh, they were here for Palm Sunday. Oh, sorry. Like, no. They knew that Palm Sunday was coming, and they knew that it was one of the most... one of the holiest days of the Christian calendar and year when the Messiah came into Jerusalem. They knew that was coming. And to be honest with you, as Christians, we continue our worship, especially in one of the holiest sites, even in threat of persecution and threat of death. That's kind of the pillar of Christianity, is that we will die for our religion because that's what we live for. So I don't buy that. I mean, maybe the guards there are going to use the reasoning of, oh, we're trying to protect you. You can't get around the fact that Christianity is just completely antithetical. Well, let me reverse that, actually. That Judaism is completely antithetical to Christianity, just foundationally.
Yes.
Judaism is hostile to Christianity. That's just a fact. You can call it anti-Semitic, but that's what it is. And I think what you said, Allison, that's their 3 meters or whatever of authority that they have over Christianity, and they used it to be hostile to Christianity. And I think maybe Netanyahu or whoever didn't expect the blowback, and this is a little bit CYA after the fact. And maybe now that they realized how much feathers it ruffled, they're going to come up with a plan. We'll see if that actually happens.
Yeah.
And to try and fix it. But no, Palm Sunday didn't sneak up on you. You can use the explanation of trying to protect them, but hey, that's their religion. That's our religion. That's our holy site. We should be allowed to worship even in threat of persecution and danger. You don't have to protect us. Because also what it is, when you're saying we're protecting you, is that we have authority over you. We will allow you to worship when we want you to worship. No, that's our holy site. It's our Lord of the true religion. Sorry. We will worship when we want to, even in threat of persecution. That's not your decision to make. So.
Okay, then.
Sorry to kick a hornet's nest with my 3, but it was a big story. I think
was a
what
big story.
Talking about.
You want funny or serious?
Well, Abs, what's your story? Do you have a funny or serious one?
Oh, I can go either way.
We should end on a funny one. So whoever has the not funny one, go next.
I have a totally not funny one.
Okay, you go.
This is really
Great.
bad.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see if I have it. Allison, look at this horrible story. This is horrible. But I've never seen anything like this. And Allison, you know, we've seen a lot of things.
We have seen a lot
But
together.
this is a terrible story from the Gateway Pundit. North Carolina youth group trained teens as young as 14 to become abortion doulas in a 2-day event at UNC Charlotte. And this is a youth collective affiliated with Advocates for Youth. And they were doing an abortion support training at UNC Charlotte. And they were trying to teach them about the tools, resources, skills needed for doing abortion support work. And a doula is actually a word that you, as a mom, if you don't have a traditional doctor per se, or maybe you do, you have somebody who's your support person going through your childbirth. Maybe you're going natural and you have no drugs and you want somebody to coach you through it. It's basically a birthing coach named a doula. To then switch that and to have an abortion doula basically coaching you through the death of your child and opening it up to kids who are as young as 14. That we have a new bottom for how low we can go as far as our culture and our kids. And I was horrified by that. Because can you think of your girls when they were 14 and this is what they're training to do is help people through the forced death, forced murder of their baby? That's, and then you wonder, is anybody sane enough to understand that what this woman, and only women can give birth, is giving birth to is a dead baby? Are they going to see that? Are their lives going to be changed? Or are they going to become more depraved in their sin? But I saw that this morning and it made me sick to my stomach. I hate to be the one to bring up a horrible story, but I thought it is something that we should be aware of, that when we on the right have opportunities to lead and then we cave, this is what they're doing on the left. Reason number 1001 as to why we should never cave over what we believe in or what we want to get voted on and passed. This is one of the reasons why. They do not have a bottom floor for what's wicked. They just don't. And meanwhile, we're like, well, we should be sweet and nice. We should go on vacation anyway, because it doesn't really matter what we do. We just need we just need to be sweet.
I just kind of zoned out right there. Like that in legal terms, what is that called? You're an accomplice to murder, and you would be charged and you would go to jail if that baby just happened to be outside the womb. It's just a placement issue. So a 14-year-old standing there watching ripped off arms and legs coming out of their friend and put on a tray and then sent to the hospital to use as incineration so you can heat the hospital. Okay, that's going to be great for our mental health of our kids. We're now having I just can't even.
Sorry.
It's an important story though. So
it is. It's an all-time low and of just absolute depravity. And UNC Charlotte is federally funded. So somebody's tax dollars, at least by North Carolina, are going to pay for that. So your child can be an accomplice to murder and walk free.
It's reasons like this where I seem like a radical when I say overturning Roe v. Wade is not enough. So hopefully one day we can just get an outright ban nationally on abortion. It is one of the most important things we can do.
And by the way, we would be remiss if we didn't say about 43% of all women have had some kind of interaction with abortion. There are plenty of resources and support groups and help for you if that still haunts you. And we know, according to testimonies from women who have survived, been through it, it haunts you for years to come. There are resources available, even if you just put in post-abortion survivor or post-abortion support groups. There are plenty of them out there for you. I just want to make that available while we bring a new horrible story. There is always hope and help available.
And it's not it's not a condemnation for people that have been there. And we know so many people who have walked through that, but it is when you're taking steps to make it easier and more comfortable to continually murder children. It's just not a great reflection of society. Not good.
Not at all.
And regarding, I will say, and then we'll move on, but like when Roe v. Wade was overturned, I kept going. My immediate reaction was, yeah, I mean, it should be a states' rights issue. It should go back to the states. And now I'm like, well, murder isn't a states' rights issue. And so if it is murder, then no state has the right. So we can't have it both ways.
Right.
There needs to be a national ban.
Yes, I agree.
Yep. 100%. No question.
I heard it explained to me one time that saying it should be a state's issue is actually a pro-choice statement. You know? And so, anyways.
I didn't think of that at first, but yes, I would agree.
Okay.
Y'all,
well, now before we do our taste test.
I'm really excited about this.
I can't wait.
The taste test. But okay.
What?
I think I need to do the story like this because I've been watching Bridgerton.
Yes, ma'am.
And the story takes place in around the 1800s in England. And it's all the coming out. I'm getting all my voices. It's the coming out parties. No, that's right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Anyway, and the society. Okay. Anyway, it's all the what are they? It's debutante season. It's all the girls coming out and they're going to get married and and every season is a separate season. Every season of Bridgerton focuses on one girl and her being courted by all the fellas, and everybody comes to London for debutante season. I don't even know what to call it. And you're coming out. Okay. So in Bridgerton, there is this, basically it's TMZ, National Enquirer. It's Lady Whistledown.
That's not a real name.
And she is like a gossip column that comes out every day about all the things happening in this season's, love triangles and love affairs. And people just like clamor to get their hands on it. And it's the whole scuttlebutt of society. Birmingham, Huntsville, Mobile, there is now a Lady Whistledown of Birmingham
really?
On Facebook.
What?
Yes.
Wait.
It only started like 6
sister-in-law
days ago and
sent
it
that
already
to
has
me.
25,000 followers.
Hold up.
She covers Mobile, Huntsville, Tuscaloosa, and Birmingham. And
please hold.
It is a whole online thing. She says, a note to my readers. As the society begins to grow, a few expectations must be clear. Lady Whistledown does not create the stories. I simply share what is being whispered. All submissions are considered alleged, unverified, and presented for entertainment purposes only. Names, identifying details, and certain elements may be changed or omitted. Anyway, you can send in submissions to ladywhistledownal@gmail.com. You can follow her on Facebook.
My goodness.
But there's already, like a day ago, some things came out. Then 4 days ago, dearest gentle Rita, the brooks that reside among the mountains have grown rather talkative, giving us quite the developing submission.
Lady Whistledown of Birmingham.
Of a most polished pair, pillars of their community whose evenings may not be nearly as routine and restrained as one might expect.
Oh, darling.
There have been whispers of late night comings and goings, an attire that appears rather polished beyond the ordinary.
Oh, my word. Why didn't we
Talks
think
about
of this?
like, establishments being closed down because bad things were, I don't know. Lady Whistledown of Beeham.
That's good.
I don't know if it's good. It could be really
Wow,
bad.
It's funny.
I mean, and Mountain Brook has to go first. The brooks that reside among the mountains.
That's funny. The brook.
Y'all,
This is
I
incredible.
flipped out when I saw that. 25,000. It started a week ago. 25,000 followers already.
That's crazy.
You guys.
Lady Whistledown.
Should we invite her on for our allegedly segment?
Oh, I think she'd be so delighted to join in the show.
And she did make a point to say they're just alleged. So
They
she
are just
doesn't get
alleged.
sued.
I do think we could maybe, do a voice manipulation in case she's worried about her vast following, hearing her voice.
What if she gets found out though?
Oh,
Because
my
that's
word.
the whole thing in Bridgerton.
I'm all about
they're
this.
like, you have to hide because everybody's mad because she spills everything.
I haven't
And
watched
if-
Bridgerton either, so I
if
probably should
her
watch an episode.
It's a little like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a
Is it
little
spicy?
Yeah, and it's kind of weird spicy.
Oh.
Not well, I didn't realize that like the moms told their daughters nothing.
Oh.
Anyway,
I got
we
you.
won't go into that.
I
But
got
yeah,
you.
I'm
It's
learning
not
a
very
whole
feminist.
thing. It's no, it's the opposite. Just kind of. But anyway, Lady Whistledown, you can keep up with the brooks of the mountains.
That's funny.
And
Yep.
if you want to send anything our way, feel free.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do Lady Whistledown of the Rightside.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I tried to find his Instagram. I couldn't find it. I don't know what his name is
Who?
on Instagram, but apparently there's a Batman of Huntsville Instagram page.
A Batman of Huntsville, really?
Yeah.
And what does he do?
he, like, dress-
expose the evil?
No, he literally just dresses up in his Batman suit and takes pictures of him like on buildings and like
Nuh-uh.
in certain parts of Huntsville and posts them. And it's a thing. I
I
couldn't.
kind of love
I
that.
couldn't find his. I don't know what his exact Instagram handle is, but there's a Huntsville Batman out there.
Lady Whistledown and Batman need to team up.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
I don't know what they do together, but that's kind of funny.
That's fun. That's a genius idea.
Okay, can we do our taste test?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So here's a good reason we're going to do this is that we're going to give any sponsors out there an opportunity to sponsor our taste testing segment, and we'll taste test your food, but you got to pay us. But we'll do this one for free to throw it out there. But
So I was at the Walmarts down in Alexander City last night, and I didn't know they had such fancy things. They have naked Doritos,
Naked?
naked Doritos,
Okay.
nacho cheese, and Cool Ranch, and they have naked Cheetos and naked Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And so-
I have the naked Cool Ranch, sister.
All right, so there it says bold flavor you love, no dyes or artificial flavors. So who wants to go first?
JP, how about you go
See what
first?
they
I'll go
Nice.
first. I've tried the nacho cheese one, but I haven't tried any others, so we'll see.
What does it smell like? Oh, you're supposed to do like a wine tasting. Smell it, swish it,
Mm.
cleanse your palate.
The puffs look good. I won't lie. JP. I thought they looked real
I ain't gonna
good.
lie about.
Does it smell good?
It smells really cheesy with a bit of a tang to it. At least the Cheeto puffs do. And it's just like an extra tangier Cheeto puff, I would describe it.
I wonder why.
It's good, though.
So mine smells like the smell of childhood lunchrooms. When your mama forgot your lunch and you weren't sad because that meant you got to get you some Cool Ranch Doritos. And this is Cool Ranch Dorito naked. And they smell real good. They smell like Cool Ranch should, and fresh and tangy like ranch, but better. And let's see if it tastes good. Okay, everybody?
Do you remember? Wait. Yeah, take a bite.
ASMR.
But do you remember what it's supposed to taste like? Back in middle school?
Hey, That's actually real good, sister. That's a good cool ranch right there. I will
Would you know the difference if I put them in a real bag? Would you know?
Yeah, I'd know. I'd know a difference because that's what we ate. We ate Doritos. In fact, you know what makes them real good is if you had them walking around tacos, that you do at all the basketball games, and you just pour the taco meat on top of the Cool Ranches and you just dip it. You just dip it. I'd know.
That was fancy dinner back in East Tennessee. I like it. So here's my thing. It says number one ingredient, no artificial dyes or no flavors or artificial. But my problem is it still has seed oils in it.
Oh man.
No.
Vegetable oil,
Wheat,
corn
that's not
oil,
good.
canola oil, soybean oil, and sunflower oil. And it has maltodextrin, which is going to kill us.
Oh,
we need to talk to our friend Brian Christine and see if he can get in the ear of RFK Jr. See if we can fix this.
I think that's a good idea.
I mean, it doesn't have any Red Lake number 48 in it, but let me try the nacho cheese. They're kind of yellow.
I like the ones with nacho cheese. You try it.
Does it smell good?
Smell like nacho cheese.
Okay. Does it smell like the 5th grade lunchroom?
Oh, they taste just like nacho cheese.
Do they? That's great.
They really, really do. They're falling out of my mouth. They're so good.
Now, listen, I know we have different characters that we do because we do have our elegant Southern
gross.
women named Phyllis and Ima. But I'm wondering.
That's actually good.
I know. And I got a snack for all my errands I got to run. So thank you, sister. What's your super country name?
Candy.
Candy, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could somebody tell
Candy ball?
What candy ball? My real Southern name is Crystal Jewel.
She spit a chip out on it. That's crazy.
So Crystal and Candy. It's nice to meet y'all. We'll be back with more taste testing at a later date. But thank you, sister. Because in the country, the other thing I learned when I was with my husband's family is
I got chips in my hair.
That I love is that, and we have another family friend. Oh, you got a chip in your dip.
How did you get chips in your hair?
Is it? We have people called sister, but you don't actually know what the first name is because their name is sister, and so we're both also going to be called sister. Just along with
Not
it.
sister wives.
Not sister wives. We do not believe in that polygamy. That's not what we believe. We don't believe in that. We're enough for one husband. Just one.
That's all I can handle.
That's all we can do. Just one. Anyway, thank you for bringing this in today. This was right
now
good.
We have snacks each day.
I love snack time.
I'm about to go Forrest Gump. That's where we're headed. Okay.
Snack time. All right.
Snack time.
All right.
JP, you want to play a game?
I got some fun political never have I evers.
Oh, sweet. Let's do it. This is tasty.
Never have I ever campaigned for a political candidate.
Does it count if I've campaigned for myself?
No, somebody else.
Well, I mean, what do? You put your
put your hand down if you have done it.
Okay, if you have, yeah.
Okay, I have not.
What?
No, I've never campaigned for a
We're
political
gonna get them. We're gonna get them.
Loser.
Never have I ever marched in a protest.
What kind of protest? Do you mean
Any
like March
protest.
for Life?
Yeah,
or
any protest. Yeah.
I may have walked out of school for some reason, but I don't know why.
Because you and Jennifer called to excuse yourselves.
Can't you remember her name? Jennifer. Okay. I don't know. Jennifer be disappointed if we did, and I don't remember.
Okay.
Never have I ever lied about who I voted for.
I lied to who?
Anybody.
Myself?
Lied to anybody.
Lied to... No, in fact, I have to be too... No, I've never lied. I wanted to, though.
Okay, we'll do a couple more. Never have I ever participated in a town hall or a local council meeting.
I have.
I've done did it.
So have you.
Yeah. Yeah, I done did it.
You did production for a forum.
Is that that's not a town hall?
That counts,
Okay,
JP.
We'll do one more. Never have I ever gotten into a heated political debate at a family dinner.
Put her down.
Not me personally. I've experienced them though. I haven't been in the mix.
Super uncomfortable.
So I'm only
Awkward.
Yeah. Y'all.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
Abs is the loser or the winner. Do you win?
It's no winner, but that Abs has done the most of this.
Y'all, tomorrow, I think you need to tune back in because we're doing some fashion, some tinfoil hat fashion. You're not going to want to miss it. Promise. We'll see you tomorrow on the right side.